everybody, welcome to my first YouTube video. I am Luminette Gray with Luminette Sundry. We are a creative channel where we will explore different creative avenues and make some pretty cool things. Today, I thought we'd start off with something easy using just some normal Pokemon cards. We'll turn them into earrings, two different types. One using the main larger photo here and the smaller evolutionary photos up top. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first step into making our earrings is getting our photos ready for their resin casing by separating them from their card using a knife. Carefully go around the photo that you are trying to cut. In my case, it is Gloom here with a little bit of his drool. Gross. Alright, let's get him and his buddies cut out for the next step. As you're working here, if a knife just doesn't quite cut it for you, scissors, good pair of sharp ones, usually works. As we get closer to the next step, as you can see, I got most of my pieces off my Gloom, so that way I can just go in with my X-Acto knife or my sharp pair of scissors and get the rest of the stuff out of here just to make him stand free and alone. Don't forget to hold on to these little pieces for those small evolutionary photos, because they will come in handy for one of our earring types. Moving on. Alright, so we got one Gloom free. We have one more to get free to make our match, of course. These two are going to actually be their own separate earrings. So I'm going to kind of just separate them. And yeah, I'm going to continue to release these Pokemon from their cardy prisons. And then we will begin the process of making them into some cute little earrings. Stay tuned. So, while I was cutting our Pokemon free from their card-like captive, I saw that one of them had this cute little pumpkin Pikachu. So, I decided to also make some earrings from that. You'll see two of them because I sacrificed another card. Wah! sitting here cutting it. His eyes just it's like, don't cut me. I'm not cutting you specifically. Alright, now that we got everything cut out and ready, it's time to do the resin. I'm just going to use some UV resin. This brand here, I found it off of Amazon. There's a couple other brands at some point, but they didn't work well for me. This one just happens to work well. You can use whatever brand you'd like. So, I'm going to put some in this little cup here and use the toothpicks to just make a thin layer of resin over our Pokemon, leaving these little guys alone because we're going to put them into a different type of earring. So I'll get them off to the side and start the resin process. Before we get into our resining, I want to introduce my resin box. It is a small UV lamp on a box that is lined with aluminum foil so UV rays aren't bouncing around my studio. It also just helps with the curing process, keeps everything contained. You'll see it a few times during this project, so I wanted to let you know what this was and not just blocking the view of everything curing. Sorry, I had to switch backgrounds here. The other one got messed up. Onward with the resin. So I didn't mention this before, but I'm just putting a dab of resin on the middle and helping me just spread it out with the the toothpicks and just make it all cohesive. Ta-da! Alright, now that all of our pieces have been properly resined and are protected from the elements, we now need to work on the backside. We took these from some different cards and different portions of the card, so they all have somewhat different backgrounds, and to me that's not very pretty. So what I'm going to do is take some black resin, fill up all so it's all blacked out on the back, and put these cute little charms I found on Etsy on the back that just happen to fit the theme. I am going to be using this black resin ink that I found on Amazon. This stuff is very, very potent. I only need to use like not even a drop for it to get super black. So if you're going to look up this brand on Amazon, just be aware that a very little goes a long way. Alright, so as I said, this stuff is super potent. So I'm just going to use a toothpick to get some of it out and color very carefully using small amounts, because this stuff, especially when you're working in a small amount, gets very dark very quickly. So put that in there. I'm just going to use all 3 sticks to mix it around. You can see that little bit even has gotten it to this shade. I'm probably going to go a little darker just so I can hide the designs on the cards a little bit more. But that just shows how little you need to actually get a good, decent color. Let me get this back. I put a little too much on here at this point, but we shall find out. We shall find out together. There we go. And as you can see, that is much less transparent, much more opaque in that black I was talking about. Do be careful, because I have had this black get on everything, and some stuff just, it doesn't come out of, so be careful. I messed up. I spilled a little, and it's all over my mat. No. I think I got it all. I'll find out later. All right. So I did just one for now, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. The black evens it all out. The little Pokemon symbol makes it just a little cute. And that's our front. The back kind of looks like a, who is that Pokemon? It's Pikachu. Just kidding. Alright, now that we have the resin process done, both fronts and backs looking great, it's time to move on to making the earrings. But wait, you must be wondering, weren't there like 2 other ones? Yeah, there was. Somehow during the resin process, some stuff happened. One of our glooms lost his face, and one of our mouse bled through somehow. When you're working on different crafting projects, these kinds of things can happen. So just kind of keep going, learn from your mistakes, and try again. Off camera, I did make some other types, so that way we still had our full earring episode. And hopefully these can make up for the loss. The next step is going to be drilling the holes for the earrings and actually get into the earring. Alright, so before we get to put the earring on, we gotta determine where we want it. I would not put it in a small portion like this. It would be more likely to break, and I want mine to last a little bit longer. So I'm going to put it probably in like the middle of his back, like here. Give it a little bit more stability, hopefully. If you want to get them as even as possible, maybe mark them with a Sharpie where you roughly want them, so that way you don't have one cockeyed while you're wearing them. That's what I'm going to do personally. Alright, now that everyone has their rings, we can start pizzazzing our earrings. I've got some beads here of a couple different types, some butterflies, some flowers, to make things more interesting. I also have our earring stakes here, so we can make some dangly ones. Have a little bit of fun with it. I'm going to start with our spiccatos, I believe is what they're called. I forgot. I've read the card a billion times and I forgot. But I'm going to start with them, with their little flowers to top them off, because the original card had some cute flowery motifs. So I'm going to play on that a little bit. Let's go. I'm going to make our spiccato a little dangly using these cute little flower beads I had. I have a lot of beads. So I'm just going to take our stake here and push it through to have our flower up there. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can have it just kind of hanging out so it moves freely, or you can put a little dab of resin just to kind of block up the bottom if you want it to sit at a certain height or level. For the sake of my spiccato, I'm just going to let it kind of free flow, so it's a little fun decoration. I forgot to mention about my earring hook choice. I found this brand on Amazon. I was looking for some surgical steel or stainless steel options, and I found this brand, who is a small company, so I decided to give them a try. I got surgical steel so that way people with allergies or sensitive skin can wear them if they choose to get some earrings. I know I personally have some problems with some earrings, so wanted to be fair. before we show the final result of our earrings, we can't forget about these ones. These are going to be using the small evolutionary photos that we cut from the top of our cards. All you need for these is your pictures that we cut out, the earring backings, some glass cabochons that will fit inside of your base, whichever one you choose, and some UV resin. These are, as they say, so easy a caveman could do it. Alright, so for these ones, you just take a small bit of resin, plop it into the base, just to hold our little photo here. Like a glove.
Nice.
And then I'm going to take another small dollop of resin to put on the top. And you don't need much because the cabochon is going to press it all down and make a tight seal. Like that. Now I'm going to do the other 3 and then I can go to the final result. Alright, and here we are. Earrings are all done and they're looking great. This project didn't go exactly how I was hoping. I made the black a little too dark and you can see some of the bleeding when you look at them pretty closely. I'll have to work on that for next time. Regardless though, I had a lot of fun and I wanted to complete this project and show you what you can do. And even if things don't quite go exactly as planned, they can still turn out pretty nice. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you liked it. If you have any more creative videos you want to see or projects you want to start, let me know down below. Maybe we can work on it together. Until next time, bye!